alive. That's what people do when they're alive, right? They.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. What was the thing I meant to say? You're right, Stuart.
Yeah.
I.
Where's your tea? Where's your tea at?
Oh yeah. Tea. There you go. Famous for it, guys. Apparently, if you haven't watched Trekyards enough, you don't know that I'm famous for that. And if you've been here for 9 years and you don't know, then you still haven't been here enough. You're famous for it.
And if you're not sure, just chat GPT. Ask them about Trekyards and Samuel's favorite move. Ah,
Speaking of move, go check out today's exclusive interview with Christina Chong of Laan fame. She's a delightful woman who was in great form in our interview with her in full 4K. So, most, this ain't no Skype interview going through two internets and servers. It's my Blackmagic cinema camera at full, the full 6K down to 4K, with crisp
yeah,
audio, etc. It's you see all the hairs and all the pores. It's all really, it's right there.
great.
Yeah, lovely lady. And in classic Trekyards fashion, we ask the questions, not just so how did you get the part, and do you take anything from the set? Yeah, there's a few here, a few there, sprinkle questions in there as well, some things you haven't heard about, and you can definitely sense her real passion.
Yes.
And one of my tricks interview is to not let them continue on the same line of questioning too much. So if you keep jolting them between different conversations, not intentionally, but like move around, then they're not in their script. So therefore, they're not just running through the same story like we have done, right? So you, in theory, get more real interactions. You can see her face; she's not acting; she's reacting, not thinking. More than I
Yeah.
think find an often interview. She's more, yeah. So
Yes.
it's a
Yes.
good sign. She's so nice in the interview. But go watch it. So we had them for you guys.
Yeah. It was a great interview.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back, guys. And leading off of that, let's segue into Strange New World Season 3. Guess what? That's coming out tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Episode 1 and 2, I think, of Season 3. And as a result, we're back on our regular review schedule. So Thursday night,
Yep.
I think we're going to move it up to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of 10. I'll be
Cool.
doing my first reaction. And then on Friday, we're doing our complete review and breakdown. And of course, any supplementary information or videos we make out of the content, if they got new ships or whatever, we'll be covering all that as usual.
I assume moving an hour earlier because that'll be a longer one because of course 2 episodes, which is a lot. Or you
Well,
splitting them up and doing because that's a
they're
lot.
just going to be at 9 p.m. I just want to bump it up an hour earlier so that more people can maybe get in.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
people in the UK, it's not as
Yep.
late, and
But I mean, are you doing
plus it
both
gets me done
episodes?
sooner.
Are you doing both episodes or one episode? How are you handling that? Because that's a lot. I'm guessing a lot to talk about.
I'll be doing both episodes tomorrow night. I don't know. Our Friday one will likely just be one episode, but
I mean,
we'll have to see.
my birthday party's on the Saturday, and I'm
Yeah.
hosting, so I can't really,
Yeah.
can't be doing this until like 1 a.m. So even if they're giant, I think we'll do part 2 on Monday,
Monday or Tuesday,
which is fine.
We'll see.
Depends on the enthusiasm. I mean, maybe we might hit some of episode 2 in the one review if we can't not talk about it. But depends how good they are, right?
Just tune in for the new Stranger Worlds content. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You know the routine.
Yeah, because we do it for you guys to be enjoyed, to be watched, to be appreciated. That's why we do it. So do tune in, give it a watch. I will start sharing then while you talk to the lovely fans. And remember, we've got the new leaderboard function, so I'm interested to see who's winning and why. See you in a minute.
Yeah, if you guys can't tell, there's little crowns beside people's names that says number 2, number 3, or number 1. You guys can battle it out to see who's number 1 in this chat. So anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click that like button, get those likes up. We're at 15 right now. Let's get to 20 if possible, maybe 30, maybe 50. Hit the like button if you're just joining us. Make sure you click the bell icon to all so you don't miss any content from us, and be sure to tune in to the lives, tune in to the edited content, comment on them, like them, share them around. We appreciate all that stuff. It all helps out immensely. But you can also help us out on a monthly basis by clicking the join button down there on YouTube. You can join us here on YouTube, or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. Support us over there as well. I say this every day we do a live. Anyway, please do those things. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys. We want to see you guys. We want to have a conversation with you guys. We want to hang out with you guys and talk about Star Trek because that's what we do here. It's just the way it is. Also, there are links down below in the description to the Teespring and the TeePublic store. We got some really great Trekyards merch as well as other merch. Just you guys can browse around, throw some stuff in your cart. We'd appreciate that. It all helps us out immensely. So, and yeah, looking at the leaderboard, the top fans, which is not working for me. Hold on, I gotta refresh. Refreshing, 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 refreshing. All right, so the leaderboard right now, Mark Lawrence is at number 1. Don is at number 2, and Raj is at number 3. So battle it out, guys. Who wants to be number 1 on the leaderboard?
Yeah, and just general comments gets you up there. So say some things, have some conversations. It's an interesting thing to do. I'm excited to see what everyone thinks.
Indeed. We have a super chat from Mark Lawrence, which is one of the reasons he's at number 1 right now.
Beautiful.
With $20. Just missed the premiere earlier, and I'll just miss this live as well. LOL. Just boarded my last flight to get home. As always, take care, everyone. Live long and prosper. You too, Mark. Hope you have a safe flight. You're probably not going to be hearing this right now, but have a safe flight anyway. And talk to you soon. And we have Ray Ricks, who's also an amazing member of the channel. Been a member for 40 months at the rank of Federation Council, which is supreme.
Much changing of how useful, life changing as well, as I say. Amazing.
Yes, yes. He says, did she have her dog in the interview? Whenever she's at a con in the UK, she's always dancing with that. Hilarious. You did see her dancing. She didn't have her dog with her at the table. It was probably there with her somewhere, being watched by somebody. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll say she's more in, focused without the dog because she loves her dog and therefore will just bring up dog related things. I've seen many a thing. So her not being dog related helped a lot, I think.
Yes.
Because she likes to say, oh, what do you think, Bubble? So, well, as in not to me, the interviewer.
Would La'an have a Targ, a Klingon Targ? Maybe.
I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. But do you want to read Melly Critical?
Hold your cynicism, friends. Please support the franchise with earnest engagement and constructive criticism. It's what we do here. And we love Strange New Worlds. It's a really well done show.
That's literally our MO, not being cynical and being engaged, constructive with praise, criticism, and comments. It's literally what we do. That's of all the channels. Well,
he could have been he could have been addressing Jose Ruben Rodriguez Fluens, who says, "Who cares to watch the new Wreck crap series?"
That makes sense. He would address that. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
poll incoming, guys. I would like to know what you guys think.
Yeah, and Mal's Critical says not you. Yeah, so he wasn't talking to us. So that's good. So yeah, we've had like 2 trailers. Well, we had a trailer and a teaser, and we've had some stuff kind of spaced very far apart, which we're going to talk about, and all the things we'd like to see, the things we can expect, perhaps. It's going to be an interesting discussion because I'm excited for a new season of Strange New Worlds. We still have 2 more to go. Well, 1.5. Because season 4 is filming right now, and season 5 is going to be a truncated season, which is probably 6 episodes. Hopefully a little bit longer episodes each one, though. So
I would assume.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk about it and see what you guys get a gauge on what you guys are expecting and what you want to see.
Yeah, we're about to go into 9 weeks of this discussion once again. It's going to be a lot of long, in a good way, of course. I mean, for the long haul, and you know, we want to discuss good Trek. We want to discuss interesting Trek. We want to discuss Trek that both lives up to the legacy of Trek, but also something different. Which, for the most part, Strange Worlds does often to its. Well, that was a surprising hole it didn't fall into. A crossover and a musical.
Yeah.
So, oh wow, you managed to avoid the traps that could have been left by doing that, huh? So I hope for more of that. But the polls do want to read that out.
Yes. So go vote. But what do you think about Strange New World Season 3? Will it be the best Strange New World season of the 3? Middle season of quality? Or the worst season? Well, as is kind of the metric for Star Trek shows, generally they really find their legs for the 3rd season. And even going back to Deep Space Nine and TNG, like season 3 is kind of the banger where it all kind of starts getting really good. And I hope that season Stranger Worlds will be the same. That being said, they never really had any bad
Lull.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, in season 1 or 2, like they kind of started off on the right foot. So
Well,
maybe just more of the same,
I mean,
which is great.
let's be honest. If you look at the trend, really, Stranger World is the equivalent of season 3 Discovery. It did 2 seasons Discovery for the company to realize that's not what worked, and then Stranger World came after that.
Yeah.
Right? That was kind of, they took 2 seasons Discovery to work out what not to do, and jumped to Stranger World with what to do, and they've gone from strength to strength. But of course, you say 3 seasons, they got every other show got good, but they're not even at 1 season's worth of episodes yet.
Yeah.
So TNG got good for 69 episodes,
That's true.
and
Yeah.
they're at now 21 going into. So all those metrics are kind of out the window, right? Because the characters had, I mean, God, so much less time to develop their characters. Like, even if they're on a stage for still, let's say, 6 months of the year, be on stage and having lines. Like, I'm sure Picard had more lines than in 1 season of Trek than any of the actors had in 2 seasons of their show, just because there's more episodes, right? Like, which is fine, but you can't develop the character as much. That said, of course, if you've got a full-on character piece for 50 minutes, like the one which went back in time, most TNG shows didn't have a single focus character piece that was really about development often, right? It became more frequent, but so the first few. So, different sleuths, different approaches.
Ray Ricks, though, 10
Oh,
pounds.
right.
I think this will be much of the same good series. We need to move Spock on from being a disjointed millennial, but I do know Ortigas will be the pilot. She flies the ship because that's what she does. Yeah, we've been told a few times in one episode she flies the ship. That's great. Ortigas is
Yeah.
awesome. We've complained that we never really got a episode focusing on her. Hopefully that'll be something we'll see in season 3.
And we said that to her, and it's in the interview.
Yeah.
Because, and it's interesting. I remember reviewing these, and it wasn't because tonally, Stranger World is such an impressive feat of what they try and balance. So as Discovery, we would say every year we hope they'll do something, and they always fail to. For the most part, there's never a Bryce episode or whatever. They always fail to. Stranger Worlds, you're like, oh well, she hasn't got anything much in season 2, but I'm sure she will in 3. It was just because they couldn't fit her in. It wasn't because they were letting her down, or it was just they couldn't fit it in because there were other people who took the reins. So I'm, without any sort of bullshit, confident she'll get 1 episode in season 3 that's entirely her, and it'll be maybe not the story because we don't know, right, what her backstory is. We have got not into that, but I'm sure there'll be a full Ortigas, and she'll like a proper hero. And I joked to her in an interview she might get 2 this season as kind of a sorry. Because
Well, there's at least 1 episode where we are introduced to her brother,
yeah,
who starts dating or at least spending time with Uhura. So it's going to be a split episode.
that might be in a her episode though.
Yeah, it might focus half on her, half on her brother and Uhura, but I think that might delve into kind of her family dynamic.
Yeah,
so that's exciting to know that that's coming. But
Although
hopefully it's not like the Deep Space Nine episode with Esri where she goes and visits her family.
One of your favorites.
Because I absolutely, who cares about your family and the little squabbles they have and the mining consortium or whatever they have? I don't.
It tells you where she came from.
Yeah, but it's one of the worst of that season for sure.
Always just because they had to rush Esri in. It would have been fire season 2 or 3.
Sure.
Yeah. And that's the weird thing about resetting DS9 at the end. It's like, right, we're going to do the season 1 episodes again to set up the character that we killed and then brought back. It's like, what? But let's go back. And again, I super check your thoughts, comments, and questions and vote in the poll. How are you feeling about tomorrow?
Me?
You. The Schrodinger's season.
Oh.
That's where we are now. Because I've actually looked at... I know that there's been some press out for it. Spoiler-free reviews. I have not looked at a single thing, so I want to leave all my own impression. What are your feelings going into tomorrow?
A little apprehensive, honestly, because it's going to be a lot more work for us again, but that's fine. Besides that, setting that aside, I'm looking for this first episode to not be that thrilling for me. We left Pike on the bridge feeling totally out of place, like he just didn't know what to do. Hopefully that'll, be rectified pretty quickly. We kind of got spoilers already that Captain Patel does live. So, um, it's gonna be a wrap up to the at least one Gorn story, and the Gorn haven't impressed me so far. So I'm not super excited to see this first episode, if I'm totally honest. But I have a feeling episode 2 is going to totally shift gears and go with something a little more light, because we had the season finale, which was left on that cliffhanger, that note, and this one's going to be wrapping all that up. So I think episode 2 is going to be a total kind of just, it's going to be more exciting. I'm more excited for episode 2 than episode 1 personally. That's kind of my thoughts going into this, but I'm excited that the Trek is back. So yeah. How about you? What do you think? What are you looking forward to or apprehensive about?
That was an interesting way of phrasing that. Yeah, I I don't know how to feel.
Perfect.
Yeah. If there's a chat you want to respond to, I can pause there.
No.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
because season 1 and 2, like, we didn't know what to expect. So it's a case of how they're going to do with an open goal. Although I remember season 2, we were looking forward to the Lower Decks crossover, and it being like episode 7, so it being like a let's get to the highlight, and it took a long time. So I guess in a way it's good that we don't know anything, because then it's just a blank slate if possible. But because they're so variable in what they do, like, you can't even really judge the episodes until you watch them, as in even guess the quality, because they all handle them so differently. The success rate is so different. The bold choices they make, right? It's so difficult to kind of guess. So unlike Discovery, where I was like, okay, cool, I'm a gentle medium of excited because I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Because I think Lower Decks was interesting that seasons 4 and 5, it went far more average, and I was always wanting more from every episode, except a couple where, like, I said to you, my allegory analogy is always the cake. They were always nice cakes, but there was very little cherry on top. There's very little chocolate frosting. There's very little extra that was like what we look for. So Strange was, I have no doubt, I'm going to say now 8 out of 10 will be tasty cakes. 8 out of 10, right? But hopefully more than just a vanilla sponge. I want a chocolate cake. I want a really nice lemon drizzle. I want some really different flavors that are, like, actually pushing both their storytelling and also the canon true connection, because every win is a win, right? Like Lower Decks would give us. So I'm really hoping, but not enough because it's not going to do it. I'm really hoping the season 3 opener will do the third evolution of their Gorn and show us talking Gorn on a set in a very mature alien way, where they show function and form and even interconnective discussion, where we actually see them be the aliens that we know in TOS, as in thinking creatures, and therefore have each episode with them be from, basic aliens from Alien to feral beast attacking, to, like, each stage be one more, so that we actually move into 3 knowing if we see them again, we've now set the bar, and not just continue with where they're at, because they're really quite dull as they are, and just annoying versus the TOS Gorn. If they were very smart, they'd have a TOS Gorn as well somewhere and do both, but we know they're not going to do that because they're doing whatever. But I want to see Gorn talking on their bridge. It might sound silly, but I want some genuine high-level thinking to both humanize them and humanize them. I want that to fix them even further.
Yeah.
And that will set the tone for the rest of the season. Because if they just played as baddies, as villains, as shoot 'em up dinosaurs, it's going to be a letdown, because they're not the Gorn that we know. I mean, look at One Finter Darkly.
Yeah.
He just happens to be a giant lizard. He's really a smart alien. Guess what? Because they got to space, they have to be. They have to be smart.
Yeah.
And there was a hint of that in the last season, but I really want that. I'm not expecting it, because I will be let down.
Yep.
But I am. It could happen. What do you think?
I'm hoping for it too, but like I said, with the first episode, I'm not super thrilled because it's going to be more Gorn stuff. I don't like the Gorn ship designs. I mean, the Gorn in the spacesuit was pretty cool, I
Yeah.
gotta admit, but yeah, the Gorn stuff hasn't thrilled me so far, and I don't want to be let down, so I don't want to get my hopes up for something like you just said, because like I would love to see a scene on the Gorn bridge with them, and talking and having it translated via subtitles. That'd be kind of cool. But
Exact same. All the same.
Klingon Gorns.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm not expecting that because I think
Yeah.
because of the way Arena is, and it's kind of made clear that we don't really know much about the gore, and we're not going to necessarily get that. I think it's going to
But
be they're
the
going to
audience could see it though. Is the trick.
yes, but then some of the audience that's not too smart will be like, "Why are we seeing this? Because the gore in Arena." Da, 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 da. I agree with you.
Mm, I see. I
I
think Trek fans are smart enough to not have that. I know what
Trek
you mean.
fans are, but some of the people that watch the show and comment, the loudest voices, aren't.
Oh, you mean like the negative channels?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I feel like they'd just get some credit for it if it was done as well as like the crossover.
I don't disagree, but
Mm.
I'm not
Yeah, yeah. I
as much as Strange New Worlds gets right. I don't have confidence in the showrunners that they're going to do what's right and what people like us would expect or want, such as the Enterprise, as we talked about yesterday,
mm,
having the Enterprise by the end of season 5 look like the TOS Enterprise. Shiny new hull colors, straight struts, that kind of stuff.
it only makes
Makes
sense.
perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. It's only logical that they do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't necessarily have faith that they will,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because
yeah.
I'm sort of fine. Like it's all about setup and payoff, right? We've set up the Gorn as being this brutal race that massacred that planet. They've got advanced technology. We fought one of the warships. They impregnate us and backburst. Gruesome, right? So we know all of that.
Yeah.
So if that is the setup, and we were impressed about how their adult Gordon, that was a really good design, great, like really good, and how the guy was in it, very impressive, awesome stuff, really good. So if all that was a setup to show us the other side of the coin, and even if, because I'm not the most needing to see like a big action sequence set piece, which we tease, and I don't need that.
Yeah.
So if we saw from the Gorn's perspective, not quite like the Breen at the end of season 5 Discovery, but like some, then we could see that it's a misunderstanding. Because that was the point of TOS. That captain was not a bad guy. Currently, Gorn are just brutal killers. There's
Yeah.
no depth to it. There's nothing. It's brutal villains. And so I'd really like that if it becomes a misunderstanding and they push and they, that would make the 2 seasons of weirdness feel more justified. Especially if by the end of the season, and this is also going a bit far, but potentially to try and make TOS work, if they have a negotiation with the Gorn and say, "Hey, we'll delete all records, we'll do a truce," like, and then have a dialogue with the admiral, and he just keeps secret. Like, you can make it work, and the classic "don't talk about it."
Yeah.
Like there's I just want to see intelligent Gorn. I want to see them done sort of properly. I think
Yeah.
you could do that. And Stranger Worlds is smart, but they are currently just baddies, and there's nothing else to them at all. Yes.
Yep. And Bucket List says, here's a poll for the final season stream in 2 years. Will they address why Kirk, Spock, Uhura, Chapel, and Mbanga forgot about the Gorn and the name Noonien and Singh, or will they just be like, nah?
That second one.
Yeah.
I mean, the Gorn they can sort of fix, but yeah, it is hard to watch Arena, and I did watch that back to back when the other one actually I was interested. I don't connect at all. Like, it's like, well, clearly you hadn't seen a Gorn before, and yet now you're all seeing a Gorn before. I was like, oh, okay, Spock, you lying son of a.
They didn't see these Gorn before, so there's
This
still
is
that
true.
caveat.
This is true. This is true.
um,
Because that's the big season open, right? Because yeah.
are you more excited for episode 2 than episode 1 now? Kind of like me to see because it'll be something completely new.
see. Think. I don't think they
I know
could.
you don't think, but try.
9 years, 10 years. Wait, 10 years?
It's 11 years in October.
um. Hi, buddy. Love you. I don't think that they would do, or it would be interesting to have an episode of episode 1, which is an actual war episode, because we already had that in the Nebula last season, and it was fine. So I don't think they can do that. So I'm expecting the episode to be a red herring of sorts, The setup is more impressive than the payoff. That we get 15 minutes of the end of that situation. There's something that happens else that we aren't
Maybe.
expecting, because that I don't see how they can make 45, 50 minutes of the rest of that story.
Well, it's the rescue mission. They got to rescue Captain Patel. They got to get out of the battle situation they're in, rescue Captain Patel, get her safe from the Gorn, and get the Gorn away from this planet that
That's not
used to have a
that's not interesting
Federation.
enough. Without the
I know,
Gorn
but
be interesting, that's not enough. I mean, you can make Scotty hugely important, fine, but that's a good
yeah,
25 minutes with padding. I mean, yes, you could say it'd be a heist episode, but they kind of did that last set time, if I recall. Like, it wasn't like they had shuttles, and it was. Yeah, I don't. I'm hoping that that's gonna be half the episode, and the other half is something else.
me too.
Maybe even. I think there was something about this in season 2, but I can't remember. I'm gonna rewatch it before the episode. If April comes in with a fleet of ships, and like uses posturing to win, and we get this big end of season 1 Picard, better, a fleet of the era
Good
ships.
ships.
Huh?
Good ships as opposed to
Yeah.
cut and paste ships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and TOS you can just kit barrage, so like 4 nacelle colonies and 2 nacelle colonies, like that I can imagine being a very good end. And you see some captains, you introduce a new captain, maybe bring the Excalibur from TOS, like not literally, like you see it, well, hey, another colony. I can see that being a big end, and then you get some like posturing of like, well, who's gonna win? Maybe we'll stand off or have a discussion, like that swapping of the script for the last half hour or last 5 minutes. But by having that, you kind of get the visual impact of we're changing the game. I just don't think there's enough content in it without a big twist or a big thing to make the first episode interesting. So I'm hopeful there's something else, is what I was getting to. So episode 2 is, I can't be excited because I don't know what's going to happen. Right? There's no knowledge. They might do if Patel either does die, could die, is almost dying, almost. They could do the family of TNG episode where she basically did die.
Yeah.
It's like something about her died or she was about to die, and so they take an episode off to go somewhere else to deal with the stress. But boy, I don't want that either, because it's quite a traumatic thing. So I don't know, right? That's what I mean. The trailer has so little in it versus season 2, I feel like, that I'm like, I don't know what to be excited for, because the trailers were fine. Yeah.
What I want is for a mysterious other ship or group of ships to fly in and basically start kicking the shit out of the Gorn. The Gorn take off, and the other ships don't say anything. They don't hail them. They just that fleet also leaves, like in pursuit. And then we get a thing from Spock saying, "Yeah, the DNA of the life forms on board were very similar to the Gorn, but slightly different."
Yeah.
So the real Gorn come in, kick the ass of these assholes who were pretending to be Gorn or a subset of Gorn, and
the Riemann of the Gorn.
that would be a nice surprise, like you were saying. But again, I don't know if that's going to happen. This goes back to our conversations about the Klingons and Discovery, how it could
Easy
be made
fixes.
better. Yeah. So.
No, that's that's actually very apt. You take them even further. You have that 25-minute space battle and rescue mission, and then the Enterprise barely gets out of the main situation, and suddenly warp ships approaching, and they say, "Oh, it's a fleet. Is it our fleet? It isn't." And it's far more conventional, space-looking ships, right? Nothing particularly radical, and it's
maybe something like the remastered Gorn from the remastered.
Well, yeah, I mean they did it with the oh gosh, the Ring people, the Orions. That was a great.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. Yeah. So you could do it. Yeah, and they come in, and it is of the updated Gorn. I mean, just Linus. It's just the Linus amount of prosthetics, but with the Gorn face. It's all you need. That was an incredible version for me. I mean, that would certainly be the biggest like red herring. And then you end up having the season 3 storyline is there's the Gorn Civil War with different factions, and then we end up working with one faction to help against a more brutal faction. I mean, they all credit to them if they did it, because that would solve a lot of things and it would open a lot of doors as well.
And he would say a little throwaway line of, "These Gorn also infected some Klingons. We're not going to talk about that."
Remember Takuvma? He had a treaty. Oh, I remember that guy.
All right, let's get to some super chats real quick.
Yeah.
Sergeant Montgomery, $2.
Thank you.
Rumors say time travel holodeck episode snippets. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that, and we'll talk about it again for sure. It feels like a very TNG inspired holodeck design, which they definitely shouldn't have in Strange New Worlds era. So it's a time travel. There is an image that Trekyardians sent me like months and months ago, which is somebody's holding up what looks like a pad, and it looks like there's like a TNG design ship on
Hmm.
it on the schematic. So it could be a time travel episode. I hope it is something like that. I hope it's not just their technology from that period because it wouldn't fit. Or like I said when we talked about this earlier, they run across a race that does have this holographic technology and they try it out and they're like, this is pretty cool. I mean, given
Enterprise
a
did
couple
that.
of years, well,
Trip
yeah,
got pregnant. It was great.
yeah,
That was a
given a couple of
D7.
years, yeah, given a couple of years, we can actually incorporate this into Federation, using Federation technology. Because in TNG, it was a big deal that the holodeck. It was like, this is really cool. And then it gets an upgrade, and it's like, this is even better. So it was like newer then,
Yeah, the
right?
problem
So
is we have very distinct delineation of holodeck tech and when it came out. There's no like
wow. The one outlier is the animated series that had the
and Discovery,
environmental. Well, that was the
which is
target
canon.
range. I had no problem with the target range thing, but people will always bring up the animated series and the environmental simulator room.
Mm-hmm.
So
Stud, but still huge limitations. I love the idea that thing, like it didn't produce the correct heat or like temperature or
yeah,
or smell. Like it could do heat, but it couldn't do smell. So it didn't convince you were there, but you could see it.
yeah,
Environmental simulator, but it can't create complicated. You're never convinced you're there, even if I'm cold. Yeah, but it smells like a room. There's not really any, you know, or like there's pine scent 46. There's not actually. That's not right for the well.
Chris Pine sent.
What?
Um, Devo 77X says, or it's a prototype in a starbase.
Nope.
It still would be too advanced. I mean, even if the holograms don't have substance, like if you could like put your hand through them, I might buy it. I might be happy with that. But
Yeah, prototypes can't really be like 80 years early, because by that logic,
they
then
they can be if they can be if they can't get the technology quite right. I mean, some things can take a long time in development.
okay, well that's more the logic of like it didn't literally happen, but like saying the EMH fake hollow emitter, which was the backpack, that was version one. Like, okay, fine, that could be fine. Yeah, that was the early version,
Yeah,
but still, to achieve it is a lot, and it would certainly mean the Enterprise B would certainly have to have it, the C would certainly have to have it, and there's no reason to think they did. Blah 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 blah. It's just too dangerous a thing to do. But
yeah.
but if they set the precedent, and this is me back into fan love, if they set the precedent in season two, because it was very well received, right? Wonderful, and it would change the tale. And we have already set up time agents using 20th century LCARs. Like they can beam people through time. This is Laan is a time agent in essence, right? In essence, she is. Actually, she is.
So was Duquesne, who it was in Picard,
Well,
and they fucked
Duquesne
that up.
wasn't.
They
Duquesne's
fucked that
face
up
was.
immensely. Yeah.
Yeah. What a bitch slap. No. Uh, I would be astounded and amazed because at the end of the day, these sets aren't hard to build. They're not, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have
No.
built them so many times. So if the time agent beams on onto the Enterprise D star ship, they've also got 3D model from Picard season 3, so there's no budget spent on a hero replica. They've got it. It's not the Enterprise, but it's another one. And then she's walked into the holodeck, and so all you have to do is build up one outer corridor, maybe the turbo lift. That's it. Walks. I don't know why that plus the holodeck, but like that's for some reason the scene just to see it, and then she has to do something on the holodeck. The holodeck. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Or oh, actually, this would be fun. It's not going to happen, but as a fun retwist, and you let me know what let me know what you guys think. What you think, Stuart? So that lady from season two, the Indian lady, black lady. Oh no, the cool agent lady person. She sees it on, and I was like, oh god, you again. She's like, I need you for like a week. She's like, I'm too busy. It'll take you an hour. It's like, okay,
An hour in your time.
exactly, yeah, relative. You'll be back
Yeah.
in an hour. It's fine. Go play an hour and a half. Yeah, it's fine. But I need you to be this mission because you have a real savvy interpersonal energy that's like special, but sort of off. And so fine, then we do a hard cut to Enterprise D, fly by not the but again Galaxy class. Cool. Simple reuse, whatever. As in like simple shot. and it cuts to the holodeck, but it's already in holodeck mode, and it's period drama, not the one we saw, but something different because most different. And then La'an's there, and we see someone else walk on, and he's clearly the main character of the scene, and La'an's there, and turns out this agent is having him pretend to be a holodeck character in a 24th century holodeck simulation as a way of just having something unique to convince this officer to do something, and so she pretend to be an in-universe holodeck character, and so that would kind of...
Don't forget that Spock's there also. Because the one trailer, there's like a low camera pan of like Spock.
Well, I know. I'm
and
just saying that
somebody
would
else
be,
with the
but
holodeck.
as a concept,
Yeah,
like having a
yeah, yeah.
forward travel scene. What do you think? Because
Yeah.
I've never heard that sort of build
No,
before.
that's a great idea. That's a fantastic. If she becomes a temporal agent, I love that. Hopefully, it's not Section 31 related because we don't need Section 31 again.
Most things aren't, luckily.
Yeah. But no, I would be totally down with that because that episode Tomorrow did introduce that, and Lon knows about it. So, yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic idea, honestly.
So it's such an unusual thing, and you get to have the time travel forwards into canon while not affecting anything, but still getting a few either cutaways, like a few things, and maybe you build like part 10 forward for lols. Oh, they've already got the set. They've already got the set. Like you rebuild that portion again from Picard. You've got it in theory, and then you have a scene with TNG people at 10 forward talking about the La'an character because they think she's a hologram. And it's like, oh, you have to come meet Doreen. She's amazing. She's really real. And they go, you could kind of, it's like the reverse of These Are the Voyages, where she's the holodeck but not holodeck character, and they're
I was
going
gonna
into it.
say, maybe it's another These Are the Voyages type situation where it's happening on Deep Space Nine in one of the holosuites,
Yeah.
and you got Quark and Kira who are like watching like a historical event from the Enterprise Strange New World crew
God.
doing their thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. We got to find a way to get Captain Sisko back. The only people that can help us are Captain Pike and crew. Let's go to the holosuite.
I mean, no one would expect that. And can you imagine? I mean, it's the exact...
Well, they're back for lower decks, both of them, so
yeah, but
why not?
It's, I mean, it'd be different for Quark, because I saw him in full makeup 6 years ago, and you could not tell, because guess what?
Yeah.
This bit doesn't age, and how much of his face is there? Just this perfect, right? But certainly, I mean, imagine the fan reaction if the exact same storyline as These Are the Voyages, but like you say, DS9, and the first scene is Strange World scene, and then Quark walks on and talks to La'an, as you say, and it cuts a holosuite, and it's like,
it'll be their trials and tribulations episode.
like, that would blow some people's minds, because without announcing it, because he could come back and feel the same. Who else could feel? I mean, like I said, Kira, if it's a few years later.
It could be
And Rom.
Captain Janeway.
Oh no, it could be Rom and Quark. Because
it could also be Tom Paris or somebody from Voyager.
But I mean, they've aged. I'm saying in full makeup they won't.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I'm saying they could do that, and it'd be like literally the same people play the same roles in full makeup. You build a little bit of DS9.
Jeffrey Combs as somebody.
Well, that's a
Wei Yun.
I mean,
researching Federation history.
That would be very cool. Older Wei Yun, maybe the original Wei Yun clone. Like he's legacy.
Yeah.
He's a. Oh.
All right. Well,
That's the annoying thing, because they've got all these opportunities, and we just have some really good stories. But that would be like a mic drop moment, because it shows you can do it right if it's not the franchise finale.
Yeah. Classic for real though, $5. I'm glad the Christina Chong interview wasn't live. I probably would have just embarrassed myself in front of her. Yeah.
Yes, that is fair.
That's why we did it that way, because we knew you'd show up.
But a nice way you would have.
Ray Ricks, £5. Odds that they will canonize Trelane as Q. Well, first of all, we're not 100% sure that the guy is going to be Trelane. I don't want Trelane to... It wouldn't be him returning. It would be his first encounter with Starfleet, which doesn't make any sense. If you watch the episode, he was a child, didn't understand the events that he was looking at were from the past because of the distance. So it would make no sense that he was there on a starship and forgot that information. I hope it's just another Q. I hope it's not Trelane, or maybe it is one of Trelane's people who aren't Q. Like, that would also be fine with me. if it's Trelane, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed unless it's explained really well. Explain it to me as if I were a child, because Tre- Trelane, Trelane certainly is a child. Yeah, I don't want it to be Trelane. I don't think if they do that, it's going to be a strike against them, making Trelane a Q or just having Trelane show up at all, if I'm honest.
So what I would do to try and keep in the Stranger World vein, he's not Trelane because I don't think he is. I think he's just another of the beings, like you say. He could even be Trelane's dad, as silly as that sounds. If you want to
It'd
be
be kind of
very,
cool, yeah.
very literal, like, oh, my son would hate you guys. What? Nothing. Like, that would be fine because, right? But the way I would handle it personally, because Trainer's Q is fine, but between squares to circles, I would have this guy who's great casting, I'm sure he'll be great. If he's a Q, great. A Q, that's absolutely fine. That's actually a really fun thing we've had. If it's Trelane as well, that's fine. A Trelane race. But if it's Trelane race at the either start or the end of the episode, you have a scene where he gets himself out there, as in out of the scene, and then it cuts the white void of tapestry, and we see John Delancey with the DH tech from Octane, which there's a test with him, and it looks like they can do that. And there's one like minute scene of Delancey, who still sounds like Q, and this Trelane, not Trelane, and they have a conversation about how, hello cousin, hello Q, you are interfering. Well, I can't do what you like, and it just settles the canon wonderfully,
Well,
and it could be very easy. They can do the tech today,
yeah.
and it would be that easier. That's how I would do that. What do you
Well,
think?
yeah. Well, that would work absolutely
Have
fantastically.
both, cake and eat it,
But
right?
I think the best idea was just offered by Devo77X
Oh,
here.
beautiful.
This is an older Trelane who went back in time to face Kirk again. Oops, too far. I love that. Yeah, he's omnipotent. If he is a Q, he can travel to any point in time and space. Goes back. Looks, there's the Enterprise, but he's only an adolescent Q at this point. He's still not fully grown up, so he screwed it up. And that would be fine with me, actually, if it was an older Trelane that went back. That would work. And I think if they do Trelane, that's something they would probably do. So I would be down with that. So thank you, Devo. That's a good idea.
Okay, that's a bold suggestion.
Yep.
That's okay. Yes, but I would caveat that idea. If you start the episode with a clip from TOS, from the Trelane episode,
Yeah.
that'd be how you originally would do it, or you refilm it, similar castle set with the Kirk actor and this new actor.
Oh, Wesley.
Yeah, like, but you have to refilm something,
Ugh.
and then so that's the first pre-tile sequence, and you're like, are we? Is that Paul Wesley as Kirk in TOS? And that could be reintroduced Sulu because he's in the episode as well. So then you've cast Sulu for season 4 in a flash forward of season 3. So you can get very, you know what I mean? You can get very clever with it, like they did with
Yeah.
La'an being not on the end. Oh, whatever. So you do that, and then at the end of the pretell, then it says 7 years earlier,
Yeah.
and yet 100 years later,
Yeah.
and it's Trelane coming back, and he's like, "All right, I'm back to deal with what I started." And I was like, "Hmm." And like you say, it's the reverse, and that would be really. You are right. That's amazing. Well, the chat's right. Having a prequel sequel at the exact same time,
Yeah.
and answer all
I
the
like
questions of one, but at the end he's like, you know what, you guys don't deserve to know, and he deletes all the memories because he can do that. But you get to have a sequel prequel, and and include the Q a little bit. That would be fun, and that would be interesting.
Yes.
But you need that TOS either literally clip or
Yeah.
reshoot, which I'd be fine with.
Well, it would probably just be Trelane saying, "Yeah, I met a captain named Kirk who bested me, but my parents got me in trouble. I got grounded for a
A
100
millennia, yeah,
years." Like,
yeah.
that's probably the way they'd go. I don't think they'd refilm anything necessarily, but I like your idea.
But that's the
Uh,
strength of the way they showed Cage for the original Pike. That was a
yeah,
beat. It
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
strong.
Yeah,
And they've
you're
got the
right.
LED wall. It would not take much to remodel that castle, do a one scene, a famous
Yep.
bit. It wouldn't be difficult, but it would be a really, very, I mean, almost the exact same power as having Twok Pike. Like, you didn't think they would do it, but they did it.
Yeah.
And then also test the waters. Do you want to see a reshot TOS, like some elements? Because there are things you could potentially do and be clever.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Because it's bold, but I don't want to be
And
necessarily a Q. I like Trelane as long as
yeah,
they're cousins. Basically, is what I would go for.
yeah,
Cousin
yeah.
species would be my go-to. Your thoughts, as in
Or
yours.
Trelane's dad. Yeah, would be
Or
good.
yeah,
Joe Smith, though, just joined. I don't get great vibes from the trailers. Still watch it all, of
Mm.
course, but seemed a bit meh. Hype for season two is better. It's funny you say that because when we reviewed the trailers breakdown, I said the same thing. I don't have quite an excitement factor for this season, based on what they showed, but hopefully it's because there's so much good stuff. They didn't want to spoil it by putting it in the trailers. So they're showing us the more mediocre stuff to kind of just quell our, our expectations a little bit.
Well, it's
But yeah,
also like who's watching it, who's not conceptually a fan already, or not yet.
yeah,
In a good way, right? Like this is not a show for new viewers per se, and so they're potentially doing it kind of like, well, you're gonna watch it either way, fair. And we don't want to give you too much. Whereas normally, like Bish Bash Bosh first season, Bish Bash Bosh were coming back, but I agree.
yeah.
It was a not even mediocre, just like
It was just kind of meh. I remember saying that a few
yeah.
times during those lives. Yeah,
Well, the biggest thing we talked about was a holodeck, not holodeck, and that was because we were annoyed because it could easily be a big problem, and that's not a good thing if that one visual is the big problem.
yeah, yeah.
But it's also
Oh,
nice to be like, I don't know what, I don't know, I have no idea where they're going, with general faith in the people behind it. It's like I don't know, right? Because there's not enough to.
ooh. I like Ray Rix's next super chat. This
Oh,
is opens up in a whole new field of
oh, I
conversation.
like it.
Ray Rix, five or sorry, £2.
Thank you.
Be funny if the holodeck is on the Cerritos. Do you imagine if we get a live action Boimler and Mariner again going, I really miss Captain Pike. Let's go on the holodeck and
That
create it in live action or something. And then it fires up.
that's just such a warm hug of an idea.
Yes, that's a beautiful idea.
Cause okay, I'm repitching your new story, Stuart. First scene, Strange New Worlds, something giant happens. This is episode 4, let's say. The Strange New Worlds Enterprise, the corridors are exploding. Um, classic action fair. Pikes. How's interesting? They're gone, sir. What do you mean they're gone? They're just gone. It's the Klingons are destroyed. Really intense, and then the bridge starts to
Pike
explode.
dies, get a
Yep,
piece of
yep.
shrapnel with his head like Rachel Garrett.
Rachel Garrett, yeah. Spock, like he's bleeding out. The green blood really go full on. La'an's in the captain's chair. No, no. Ortega's in the captain's chair because she can fly the captain's chair. What? Um, like that's the moment, and then they're like a detonation 5, 4, 3, and then as with Riker, almost all same framing, all the left consoles. Boimler turns his computer freeze program. Exact same framing, and I had to make it silly.
Would it be the animated Boimler or the live action one though? It'd be funny if it's like an animated.
No. Live action, live action. But he's in full Stranger Worlds uniform because why not? Turns it off. It's a
Yeah,
holodeck, and then build one set between like the ready the um crew quarters, and Boimler's talking to Mariner about something, and they said you have to come back with me. But the twist is that because there needs to be a twist that when they recreate the scene with the Spock and the La'an, the way Boimler talks about them to the computer makes them too sentient because he loves them so much. He's met them, and
yeah.
therefore they realize they're in a holodeck, and therefore control the holodeck inside the holodeck, which is unusual, of course. But Sirius is also kind of broken,
Yeah,
so they give a
yeah,
reason for that. And then but then now we follow their perspective. Holodeck characters thinking they're real, trying to escape the holodeck inside the crossover, and it's like, but like a
yeah,
three-level meta story.
yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and that
Yeah,
would,
yeah,
and then you get to have every cake and every eat it, and it would be the most lovely reversal.
yeah,
And then if I was them as well, if I was them, I would also have Tawny help
yeah, yeah.
tease her spin-off show. Oh,
Mm,
I'm gonna go work. I don't know if she's literally in it, but like there'd be some minimal setup of like
yeah,
I've heard of a new resort on Risa 4, like minimal, but like you've got a chance to be live action. That
yeah.
would be because it makes sense. The literal
We've just
reversal.
made we've just came up with an idea that's better than anything they're going to have this
Yeah,
season.
but that would be the ultimate
I,
cheat, and
yeah,
it would get them to have the old Canon breaking fan reaction 10,000 views, and then it's just a low X episode.
and Ozzy says, but that mission is classified. It is, but Boimler and Mariner would talk about all the time in private, and they'd rush to the holodeck to play it out. Come on.
Well, yeah, but they're not talking about the mission. They're just saying recreate
Yeah,
the the Strange Worlds Enterprise, and then whatever, and then it'd
it'd be
be
fun. It'd be funny. This is what you always wanted to do. Go to Ticonderoga to film. Have it start out like that, and
Oh,
have
yeah,
Boimler say, "But that's not how things looked,"
yeah,
and to the
yeah. That would be
but
bull. bull-
and Mariner's like, "Yeah, but that's how it should look." And
Uh,
Boimler would be like, "Yeah, but this is how it actually looked," and have it going back and forth for a minute, and then
oof,
oh,
oof.
oh, that'd be so fun. Not gonna happen. Sorry, continue. You were gonna say something. I
No,
interrupted you.
yeah, yeah. If they were going absolute, like the what I said a second ago, I think is the strongest, most them idea by having the literal role reversal. But yeah, if you start on the TOS sets,
Yeah.
one scene of Boimler beaming in TOS is like, and he says, "No computer, no, wrong year. Go back to Enterprise from 24." And then
Then it looks just newer and better.
yeah, he's just standing. The set just changes around him, and it's like the most. But like you've literally done both, and you've got both sets. There's no building. His uniform changes from TOS on Stranger Worlds. Super easy.
Barely an
Well,
inconvenience.
a little bit, but
Although
not too
kind of an
much.
inconvenience, yeah.
But I do think it would be very satisfying if they did that. And that's a really strong possible idea. I can see that being logical. To then have Boimler and Mariner in the uniform of Stranger Worlds and
Yep.
let them have that and be in the scene. If you want to go full silly, have them swap with characters. So like Mariner is playing Laan
Yeah.
and
Or
just
Uhura, she loves Uhura, so
oh no, you're right. Yeah, play her. Yeah, I mean Laan's.
yeah.
I think Laan's more character of Mariner,
Oh, for sure.
as in
Yeah.
like not the seriousness, but like she would kick ass and do like I'll be security. I'll go captain. But you're right. Uhura's more the legacy.
And it'd be Boimler as Spock.
But one
Because he idolizes Spock.
so he puts on the full Spock ears. Oh god,
Yeah.
Ethan and it doesn't make sense at all with the fact that we see Spock in the old holodeck. But that would be, I mean, that would be. That's okay, Captain. And it's just like Jesus Christ, Spock with purple hair, like, but sure, it's a shitty wig. So you see purple hair sticking out of the Spock wig because his hair's so powerful.
Oh my
It's still
god.
low decks, right? Ah,
That's great. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, things we would do.
all
Things we would
very
do.
capable in budget, and that is most logical so far. It'd be a TNG low decks holodeck, and just saying we gave you one, we'll swap to the other. And then in effect, you're kind of getting the low decks movie you never got, like
Yeah.
Mike would have wanted. You're doing the live action. And I'd love to see if they were doing that. I'd love to see Captain Freeman as Captain Freeman, the actress Dawn.
Yes.
That'd
Yeah,
be my
yeah.
one step above to see that.
Come in and discipline them.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine she walks in and just yells at Pike? But like it makes sense in the scene, right? She's like, "Don't let my instance do that. It's a bad lesson." Sorry, Captain.
Your
Captain
well-groomed
Freeman.
hair can't distract me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have the lower dexisms
Just because
in
you're
there.
hot.
Yeah.
What? So it could
Yeah.
be great, right? Back to the real season, Stuart.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was so fun though. That was so exciting.
That's what this is about. We're talking about things
It's not gonna happen, obviously. But
things that would be awesome.
let's take it down a step.
Oh. Oh.
Although you know what. Okay, I'm going to 51 votes, and I'll ask a poll. I asked previously, what do you think about Stranger World season 3? Will it be best, middle, or worst? Interesting results. 43% think the best season. I don't think it's based on the trailer, just based on experience of them having experience, because the trailers are not the best trailers, right? But that's cool, awesome. 43, middle 37, and the worst 20. So really even split, with excitement being the prevailing thing there.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So new poll coming.
Now, one of the other things I want to touch on real quick is on the trailer, they got this scene where it's clearly like they're making fun of the 1960s sets because they got like really bright colors and like kind of cartoony, like not cartoony, but like primitive knobs and things like that. It'd be cool if that's the part of the Trelane Q episode, where he like changes the environment around them, or maybe it's the part of the holodeck episode. Like they try a bunch of different things in the holodeck, and it's like, huh, let's see. It's I think it's Kirk in the captain's chair in that one. So it's like, what will Starfleet look like when I'm captain? And they make the set look like that. Uh, Yeah, it's either the holodeck episode or the Q Trelane episode for sure. But that looks pretty interesting. It kind of reminds me of Wormhole Extreme from Stargate, that kind of vibe, you know? So I think that's something that might be an interesting plot twist because that's a very bold visual that they put in the trailer for sure. And I think it's going to be kind of a stab at people saying that the old 1960s sets don't look good compared to the new sets. I think it's going to be some kind of little poke at the fans. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the trailers. Um,
Okay, new poll. Read it out, Stuart, and vote in it.
yes. So the new poll will go vote, guys. Is the holodeck going to be the Cerritos holodeck for a crossover? Yes, it just makes sense. No, stop, guys. It's Strange New Worlds holodeck. It's a red herring. It will make sense. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a Strange New Worlds holodeck. At least I hope not.
Just to add a slightly interesting thing. So I find it intriguing that a lot of the YouTube channels we associate being branded as in Paramount Plus or these different channels owned by the company. In theory, they have a marketing budget. They don't do very well. You know, while our
Yeah,
views aren't amazing, there's like the national news breakfast show in the UK. Obviously, their live ratings are different, but the YouTube video might only be like 6,000 views. And it's like, oh, we can make that. Like, it's interesting. So I just had a look. Look at the Paramount Plus YouTube channel. 1.7
hmm,
million subscribers. Their videos are radically different in view count. Like one trailer 70k, one is 2.4k. William
wow.
Shatner briefing is 16k. Um, the, a clip from an episode of Detroit's Tim from Detroit is 3.7 thousand, 2.2 thousand, 6.5. Right? This one's 81k. So the really broad view count, right?
Hmm.
This one's 657k. This Join the Crew SpongeBob clip 3.1 million views. Interesting. Goodwill Hunting a clip 657 views. RuPaul Drag Race I'm kind of surprised not more views, only 35,000. So that's a very long established brand, right?
35,000 or 3,500?
35,000.
Oh, okay.
Yet why women kill? The truth about how Beth Annis' daughter died. 121,000 views for a 5-minute clip. So all over the place, right?
Hmm.
Happy to report that the Stranger World, the last trailer, 3.8 million views.
Ooh, that's good to hear. Yeah.
Because that is not what Discovery was getting.
No.
And it's surrounded by like several thousand. You imagine the metrics, like, oh, we made 100k this week. Oh, we made 3 million this week. It's like, like that's super interesting. Like the interest factor, the jump is astounding. And as I'm going back, I mean, yes, they can make multiple hundred thousands of views, but like a lot of these are scraping some thousands. I mean, it varies, but like, good for
Yeah.
Stranger World then. So that's good to know.
And Dan says Paramount said it was a 1950s sci-fi setting, and Paramount said it was a familiar holodeck. I mean,
That could mean
Paramount
so
can,
many things.
yeah, Paramount can say whatever they want. Doesn't mean we have to believe them because they've lied outright about things before. So,
Yeah, it's in their interest not to reveal the twists
yeah, yeah.
because it, you know, yeah, yeah, that's always a tricky one. Just believing them
Yes, absolutely. At least JJ's not involved.
because it's not in their interest to tell us because they
Yeah, because they want the hate watches and they want
well
the people that love it as well. So smattering of vagueness here and there,
yeah
and
because the only reason you show a holodeck that is a TNG holodeck and not a proto is to get really proper distinct reaction, and they know it's going to be majority negative for canon.
if it doesn't fit, if they don't have a way to
but but
explain
but
it,
that's what I'm saying. The reference will be
yeah,
majority negative because there's no context. But like with the musical, there was a really good context. So they get the hate views, they get the interest, but then they end up proving them dumb because the context proves them fine. Actually, let me search Strange New Worlds. Uh, Strange holodeck and see what the biggest video. Because I'm sure somebody bitched about it. Let's see what
don't know, man.
Because in theory, that's why you release things. It's to garner views and interest.
Generate hype, discussion, positive or negative. Yeah.
Okay, so less impressive, but from Sci-Fi Fanatics 11 days ago, Strange New Worlds holodeck mystery explained. And it's not. It's them just, as I'm reading the blurb, it's just them discussing how it could be at that time. It's like, well,
What we just did.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's like we all know about the anime series, guys. Okay, so it didn't generate a lot of interest because if you go down a couple of people, you've got, against with that specific, prompt, you got like a 4,000 video.
Yeah. While you're reading, I'm going to say hit the like button, guys. 36 likes, 32 of you here, which is great. But we could probably get a few more likes because some people might not have hit like yet. So please do so. Let's try to get up to, I'm going to say 40, even though I want to say 50. Let's try to get 4 more likes, maybe 14. I don't know. Josh Irwin is here. Okay, the reason for the holodeck is Neelix. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. I believe it. I don't believe it. I mean, like I said, they've not fallen at the obvious hurdles, and it would be, and at the very least, all it could be would be at the end of the episode, it just cuts to a TNG ship, and they're just talking about the scenario from a hundred years later perspective as a coder.
Yeah.
Right, and just La'an and Spock just deactivate in the holodeck, and that's fine. Or like, yeah, just bridging the gap literally and
Maybe that's how the first episode's gonna end. They're fighting the Gorn. The Enterprise getting their ass kicked, and all of a sudden you hear, "No, no, 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 no! This isn't right. Computer freeze program. These Gorn are all wrong." Oh, they wouldn't do that.
that would be. I mean, yeah, that would be interesting.
Anyway, yeah,
It's just deliberate marketing. Because we know there'll be relationships in season 3, which is neither here nor there. It's like, but that was the last trailer, right? They were pairing up vibes, which is like, okay, cool, I guess.
and we get Dr. Corby. He's coming in.
Which is
should be an
bold,
interest.
I will say.
Which, yeah, it is.
With Chapel, so that it's not just like abstract. It's like, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
We get zombie Klingons, which Discovery though, unless they're obviously died there 10 years ago and therefore old tech, that could work. Like, do both if it's clever, right? That's fine. Use it to explain the old Klingons. It's fine. They got D7. I do hope we get 2, if not 3, Klingon episodes, like, mentioned. As in, like,
well, I mean,
presence.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we really saw the Klingon, well, not the last time, but they were drinking wine with our Starfleet guys, blood wine.
Yeah.
But as we know in TOS, there's the Cold War. There's more of a tension there. So I'm sure we're going to get some Klingon-based political tension episodes.
Well, and Ben
leading up to the end of the series. So
because they obviously know the reaction because they're ears to the ground. And I'm sure seasons 2 Klingons were a case of let's see how we could do it. Let's see if we can like make them appeal a bit happy, and everyone's like, oh, they're good, good job. Apart from the singing, but that was obviously a unique situation. So hopefully that encouraged them to then do more Klingons because they did a good job. Because it always felt weird to just remove Klingons from every single Trek because they got so butchered in season 1 that every other Trek show, like they weren't in Picard. Okay, there's only 3 live-action shows, but there weren't any of the live-action shows. The Klingons never appeared again in Discovery, right? They just didn't do Klingon. It's like, but they're kind of a useful, important race. So
even Discovery didn't address what happens to the Klingons in the 32nd century.
Just. So hopefully they did a good job. So include more of them. You do a real.
I'm sure they will. You can't really do Romulan stuff, really.
Well, they did their one big Romulan special, and it was great.
Yeah, but it fit the context for sure. So
I hope for at least 2 Klingon episodes would be satisfying. We know Pellia's in it with Scotty. That I'm sure will be a great pairing. I think they're both going to be annoying, but in a good way, like mutually
Well,
annoying destruction, if that makes sense.
the actor who plays Scotty said this is not Scotty the Miracle Worker yet.
Oh God,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Whoa,
he's
wasn't that
probably going to learn a thing or two from Pelia, considering how old she is, and she taught engineering, right? So
he because she said he was like one of the best of
he
her
was her
class,
best
but
students.
also flunked him or something. It was a
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
but there's always a balance because you can't just make him look like a little bitch the whole season. But he can. It's a very fine balance how they can handle it. Hopefully, it's
Yeah.
almost like their third attempt at the Jet Reno character.
Yeah.
There was another version of that in Discovery near the end. I can't remember who it was. They never quite worked. So this is sort of that, but not like their attempt. Hopefully it'll work because Perry is of course quite annoying to me, but it's her voice. Hopefully she'll modify her voice this season and sound better. Obviously I'm joking. She can't. It's her accent, but hopefully it'll balance well. Although isn't that weird? I think I invented Marie being Lanthanite in season 2, and now I've literally done 14 Lanthanite stories since.
Yeah. It's a good bridge for Star Trek because they live so
Yeah,
long.
but now I can't be mad at the Lanthanites because I've in essence I'm dating one. Bloody annoying. And I'm not saying I won't include Pelia in some form of my Stranger World piece. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Stupid.
Go vote on the poll, guys. 34 people here, 22 votes. Let's get those votes in if you can. We
Yeah,
want
I
to
want to
know
know.
what you guys are thinking.
Want
Let
to
us know
know.
anything you guys want to talk about that was in the trailer or anything that you're excited about. Put in the
Yeah, actually,
comments.
straight away. What are you most excited for? And we'll bounce off those ideas. Throw them in. And in fact, let's jump back into the rankings. Currently, Ray Ricks is the winner of the pack currently. Mark Lawrence being second. And Classic for Real a far down third.
It's
People
not
can.
far down. That's third place.
I mean, compared to Mark Lawrence.
Oh,
Score-wise.
gotcha. Yeah.
So everyone can put in. Like Josh Irwin is now 9th place. If Josh Irwin says a few more things, he could raise up in the ranks to 6th, even 5th, even 4th place. So Josh, say some things and let's see what happens.
Be our top fan. We encourage it. And all that top fans thing does is encourage conversation in the chat. So please
Yes.
put in your 2 cents. Anything exciting you guys want to talk about from the trailers? We want to talk about it too.
And
More than likely.
we do mean non-literal 2 cents as well in that case.
Yes.
But I'm going to do a little test as well. So I'm going to start. I'm going to say some stuff in the chat with my other account, my phone account. See what happens.
Oh.
I'm just see what I get from that.
And Classic for Real says, my excuse was I was driving. That's why you're in third place, huh? Oh, look, there's Sam, Power 543. It's other me. You know, if you super chatted in, you'd probably jump right up to like first or second.
Oh, oh, what? Okay.
What's wrong?
So, have you done the chatting thing yet?
Nope.
It gives you an XP counter on the screen, so you can actually so everyone knows what they've got.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I went up and down for some reason. So I think it's 25 XP per chat. Maybe not.
Would make sense.
But what? But I put 2 in and didn't get any XP. That's interesting.
Matthew DeFritis, odds we go from a season 2 musical to a season 3 sitcom like Everybody Loves Raymond, LOL. Well, I mean, we're going to get that. There's the episode where 4 of them become Vulcans.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that one.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Probably show Spock how annoying Vulcans can be. I don't know. But that's going to be a more lighthearted, fun one, I'm pretty sure. It's going to be kind of making fun of the Vulcan tropes. So,
I know I had strong reaction to that. I thought it was great. Very interesting take.
yeah.
I forgot that. That's obviously one of the 10. That would be the entire premise.
I think we've seen a small clip from that episode too.
That's how we know. That's how people were pissed because it was like showed it.
Yeah.
I would assume that we'll get a T'Pring episode.
Well, we have to, yeah, because that's not wrapped up yet.
Yeah, it'd feel odd if we didn't, and that would be bloody heartbreaking.
Don't forget Cyborg.
I'm sure they'll do one by the end of 5, but I don't know if it'll be this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that was the season 1 feeling they were going their arc, but season 2 got more gorny.
Gorny.
Spock's always gorny for. Because it's so funny. Like as an artist, they built that entire prison colony in CG. They did the art design, introduced it all, built sets
Yeah.
for one thing. So clearly that's an idea they had, and we sort of didn't touch on it in this one. It feels like, but yeah, hopefully. I mean, I would love a cyborg episode that's done well. Because when the hell are we ever going to go back and do a cyborg content?
Yeah. Did they say that Ston knew Cybok in that episode? I can't remember. Or did we just speculate about that? Because Ston is from Amok Time. He's the one.
Yeah, well, he's a like second in command at the colony or whatever. Like they work together there. I mean I assume.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I know him as like a jail. Was it a jail or was it rehabilitation facility or both?
It was a rehab center.
I think it's kind of both.
Yeah.
Vulcan prison. So he would know him, but I would. Yeah, I'd be. But then, I just realized. Well, then, would not T'Pring know Cyborg is Spock's half brother, and therefore be holding that from him because she was in the episode? Or was he a secret held there? I can't recall.
It might just be a secret nobody knows, and I'd be fine with that.
Vulcans can't lie. How do they keep secrets?
I mean, just by omission.
Yes,
I mean, Spock never said he had a half brother to Kirk. Kirk got found out in Star Trek 5, so.
We just all choose not to reveal the person in cell 46. I mean, I would absolutely love to see a cyborg done properly well. And the guy's still alive, as old as he looks. I'd love to see him come back in episode as a little, like, another character to give him, like how they brought Wednesday back in Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because they could do that. They look so different. And he's such a good part of the episode. Hard role to recoup, though, because he's such energy. That guy who's electric. Like, he was so distinct. It'd be hard to cast a role. But it'd be definitely fun to see a full-on Star Trek 5 prequel. I mean, even so much as, like, I mean, there's obviously like things we'd love to see because they do their own thing pretty much. But, you know, seeing Nimbus 3.
Planet of Galactic Peace.
I mean, it could exist. I don't remember when it was already inefficient by that year. Gosh, imagine if they set up Nimbus 3 as part of the, not necessarily them, but like they go as part of the setup crew. But then in
Well, I mean, that's.
But then in Romulans, those has to be afterbounds terror in theory.
Yeah, and it's 2267, I think, is when that whole thing is Planet of Galactic Peace is established thing.
Okay.
Because it's after the treaty with the Klingons and the Romulans.
Yeah. I didn't know the date specifically because it was old by that point.
Yeah.
But you know, there's 10 years can feel old, can't it?
Zachary Gibbons, but Spock doesn't have a brother. He has a half brother. Spock's mother was a Vulcan princess.
We know, we've seen the film.
Or Cybok's mother, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it so far. But
he also has a half sister, a stepsister.
Well, yeah, not half, just adopted.
Yes, adopted sister.
Oh, I like a strong Cyborg episode. Would be, I don't know how you'd frame it, but give him something.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Are they going to finish threads from previous seasons or just do new things? Because now they know the end is nigh. Oh, okay. They know the end is nigh, so they can let things not be dealt with, or like, let's finish all of our arcs. They don't have to because they're TOS arcs. Like you don't have to get like seeing Cyborg at all was enough to be cool. You don't need to do a full arc with him, but you could massively improve the background of that story. It'd be tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, Changing Worlds has a good hold and good sense of maintaining episodic storytelling while also having those intertwining threads. Like it's done very well. So yeah, I'm sure they're going to be tying stuff up, opening new stuff. They know they have another season after this, and then another half season. So they know that they know what they can fit in that time, and have everything wrapped up sufficiently well.
It's more they know what they have to drop.
Yeah.
That would be because they're a prequel anyway, right? Stuff they're doing, like they could introduce mud, they could do all these things if they had more seasons, right? Or just that's fine. We're doing enough.
Would you want Mud to show up? I mean, he was in Discovery, so
I would if he played Mud and not Discovery
yeah.
Mud, because Discovery Mud is a killer.
Yes.
But I've now seen him in The Office, so I now appreciate him more. But it's funny. I was watching The Office and saying there's Mud because I've never seen anything else
Dwight.
before specifically. Yeah, and that would be. I mean, that's will be a nice call back forward. But again, don't do it like Discovery because that was like you know, just give him Pirate Hat. And I think in the closet he found himself in, he was wearing the original outfit.
Like, don't remember.
I think that was one of the things. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But that would be. I mean, yes. I mean, things you could combine threads for speed, right? You could have Mud bring a message from Cybok to Spock on the Enterprise. That's not ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm,
Man for
mm-hmm.
hire. And all that leads to something with Illyrians and the politics lady, because we're ending that plot. So I'm sure. Again, depends. They got new threads, but they've got so many things they could now tie in or finish off. I mean, hell, I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
even be against, and this is a weird thing to bring in, I wouldn't be against bringing that Romulan commander from the Fake Balance Terror episode, because he was really good as an actor. Like, bringing him in and doing a proto Romulan episode. Like I said earlier with the Gorn thing, you don't need to have them interact, right? You can have cut to Romulus and
Yeah.
there's that guy and he's doing a pre-mission, like he's god, imagine this, he's standing on one of those big tall towers of Romulus and he's looking over a little repaired construction yard and there's the bird of prey being built, their
Yeah.
version, fine, and he's like, yes, in 3 years 4 months 2 days we will go out to conquer, but until then we must do, and then you have some narrative where their influence is causing something, right? Like that would be the Enterprise,
Yeah.
right? Literally saw scenes of them interacting like that. He was great. I'd love to see that pulled in some way.
Yeah. Nathan, Big Nate Norman says, if they could make people Vulcans, then why is Spock or anyone else fractionally a Vulcan, not just become full? Because that'd be a huge insult to his mother. He loves his mother. He doesn't love that he's half human, but he wouldn't give that up, I don't think. I don't think that's quite how DNA works. Those, them being converted to Vulcans was like in season 1, where they got the DNA injection so they could look like the local population. It only lasts so long. It's one of those. So
Yeah, there's a lot of as we know, Janeway can regrow all of her hair and unborgify before the end of an episode. So yeah.
yeah,
But you'd like to think there's some semblance of this is how I was born, therefore I'm gonna respect it. With, I want to be half
yes,
human, but I don't actually want to change who I am and ruin who I was born as. I don't know. I just think it's important to be who you are, like
hmm.
natively. So he's half Vulcan, half human, etc. etc. Well, that's just
Classic for real.
oh,
Who's only number 3?
number three. Number three.
Cut to Romulus, and that guy turns out to be Shinzon working on the scimitar with that lady from Emerald Chain, Khan and Duras sisters, and Anorax looking on. That sounds like a prompt for one of our Holodeck 3 adventures.
Well, it's a bold, fresh take, and of course, Tom Hardy is back as Shinzon.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, you guys are crazy. That wouldn't happen. Not even with us, Jet. We wouldn't. Look, not even I'd pitch bringing Shinzon back. And just saying that, I feel dirty somehow. So that's weird.
Matthew DeFreitas, I would love some kind of Romulan test episode that is a prequel to the Balance of Terror. It explains their motivations in TOS, like why after 100 years are they fighting? You know what? I've said this many times. The reason that the Romulans were kind of gone for 80 years between TOS and TNG was because they were fighting the Gorn on their other borders.
You have said
I
that.
would love the Romulans to like have a kerfluffle with the Gorn, because
Mm,
the Gorn are a big sticky point for me in this series because they're just not done right. And they've as much as said that we don't care. This is how the Gorn are now. This is how we wanted to make them. As much as we
hashtag
are
get
trying,
over it. It's like, oh,
yeah, as much as we're trying to respect a lot of the canon, that's one that's going to be ours. We want it to be this version of Gorn. So yeah, maybe there's the Romulan. Maybe the Romulans come in and save the day in episode one.
ugh. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
the ifs and the buts. And if that's a reason to get the guy we saw back, that's interesting.
Hmm. Joshua Irwin says
Oh,
Romulans could also have been fighting the major Vankians.
Vancians.
Vancians.
That's uh, that's a thing for one of his films.
Oh,
Check out now on YouTube. I mean, he hasn't made it yet, but he mentioned that in a recent video. Vancians. Dear me.
Vance. Are they all like they worship Admiral Vance?
Nope, they
These
all wear
Vancians.
baseball caps and film in their back gardens.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Yep,
Yeah.
that is the joke, yes. That is the knowing joke. And that's okay. Dear me. Oh man, I actually forgot about the Vulcan episode entirely.
What's that say?
Well, I don't know, because as ever, there's a billion what ifs, but I've no direction to be excited towards. It's very odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a
Like
normal season.
no, like we said, like, we've kind of talked about the main points that stand out from the trailers, like the holodeck and stuff like that. The
50s, 60s
Trelane,
thing, which is great.
yeah, 50, 60s thing, Trelane, Q, whatever it is. Um, Everything else as at the time when we looked at them was just kind of meh, honestly. Um, the only other thing is the other Vulcan on board that Spock does the high five, not high five with.
Oh yes, that chap.
Um, but he didn't give me very strong Vulcan vibes necessarily. So,
Well, that's the problem with hiring someone everyone knows.
well, yeah, yeah.
It's like you get that guy vibes because it is that guy. You know, it's like if they had, oh gosh, who was it meant to be? Who was Robin Williams?
Who was Robin Williams?
Yeah, he was, or Eddie Murphy. They were gonna get hired.
Eddie Murphy was supposed to be in Star Trek 4.
Yeah, as a major, as Gillian, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
as the whale
yeah,
scientist.
and it would have been amazing, but also this is Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Like it would have been Eddie Murphy playing Eddie Murphy, which is fine. But yeah, and that's I guess a kind of double question. Like, do you? It's like to all of you in the chat. Would you rather? And so would you rather? It's not both. Would you rather they do 26 episodes of original stories with minimal integration of previous canon or future canon? Or would you rather they utilize the 26 to do stories where they get to have proper integration? Now, I say all that because, of course, if you look at the first two seasons, we had a literal crossover with Odex, we had a Bounce Terror Wrath of Khan crossover episode, we had a Khan episode, and
Yeah,
we had any other direct canon ones that are connective.
probably.
Remember, so three would super heavy canon, right? Super heavy
Yeah,
connective tissue. So, like, it's not unprecedented, of course. So, would you
yeah.
rather have pretty much doing its own thing, like, or do some direct linking? Use that chance to
You got
connect.
to use the chance. I mean, every couple episodes should be canon heavy, I think.
Hmm.
Um, Dan Ben says he's a Vulcan with a human name. Now that's interesting. Was he raised by humans, and that's why he doesn't appear Vulcan in his? Because he was raised by humans and kind of didn't do the logic thing, and they're shuttling him off to Vulcan for some reason. That would work. Raised by humans, as opposed to Spock, who was raised on Vulcan. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, there's nothing to go on with him. He's a Vulcan who's on the ship, and they're both awkward together. Which is funny, of course, because we see many Vulcans who interact like fluidly. I mean, okay, more in Enterprise, for example, but Carbon Creek, that's 3 Vulcans who are working together the entire time, and there's no human, for the most part, interaction at all. So everything's like, and they're just talking. So having an awkward scene of Patton and Ethan, it's like, but why are you being awkward? There must be a reason they're awkward together, because Vulcans aren't awkward together. They have their own way of speaking.
Well, if he was a Vulcan that was raised by human parents, and they didn't have access to Vulcans at Starbase or whatever. He might have never met one, and not be as rigid as them,
But he felt more rigid than Spock, though.
in an awkward kind of trying to fit in way, maybe.
Exactly.
Sure.
Like I'm saying, there was a very unique performance. He wasn't being a Vulcan. He was doing a thing.
Yeah.
So interesting to see what the thing is, because.
And Big Nate says, I would like a Tholian episode, or an episode that has a cloud villain like TOS used to have every now and again. I'm sure we'll get some kind of blob in space or gas in space that's a problem. Tholian episode would be great, because in the Tholian web they know about the Tholians. Tholians like punctuality. I would love to see Tholians show up in Strange New Worlds. I think it'd be a good idea, if I'm honest. So
yeah, Tholians are pretty broad. It's not their first meeting in TOS. It might be Spock's first meeting, but it's not the Starfleet's first meeting. So all Spock has to do is just be off the ship. Or 2 missions, right? I mean, he's on Farragut for some of it. Right? Easy. Yeah, I mean, I like Tholians. They are fun. I think what I briefly looked at an interview piece, and Rebecca Romaine was expressing how they like doing genre swapping, which is clear from musical, a comedy, drama, etc. So
yeah.
So I certainly sense that's their thing, is going a bit weird.
Yeah.
Which, if it's a good weird, it works. So all these canon-y things, Trelane, QS Shepherd, can be a weird one. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, some more TOS will be good.
And Phoenix Gundam says Worf wasn't raised by Klingons, but he was still traditionally Klingon somehow. Well, as I've always said, he's the most Klingon of Klingons because he's trying so hard to be Klingon. And they wouldn't have shielded him from Klingon culture. They would have tried to, because the way his family died, they would try to have him embrace it. Whereas if this Vulcan was raised by humans and they just didn't, they just raised him like their own child and loved him and didn't teach him about the Vulcan logic. And I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's the common thing. He's the most Klingon because he did not have those things growing up. All he had was the ideals and the teachings. So he memorized and learns what is meant to be a Klingon by the textbook version.
And wants to fit in so badly that he's the most Klingon.
Yeah, because honor and such. But then when you live in a Klingon society, as with any moral society, it's like, we're all sinners, except the fact you shouldn't be, but then you don't do the thing that's bad, whatever. So he goes, I remember there's a bit where Kern's drinking, and he's like, why is everyone so rowdy? Because he's never been in the mosh pit where Klingons drinking off duty. Like, this is so real and intense and tangible. Not I'm a warrior, I'm on the battlefield. It's like, no, this is not. He would never think this way because it's such a away from the mainstream. So yeah, he's actually super streamlined down the middle Klingon.
Sean O'Sullivan, €2. Strange New Worlds is made in Canada, therefore bad. Am I right? No. I'm sorry, you're not right.
And Nathan points out a fun fact: they did meet Tholian's Enterprise several times. So as long as it's not Spock, I mean, Pike meeting Therans would be great. That would be a direct parallel of how he deals with them. That'd be fun. Or Tikas and
Yeah.
Pike. You know.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Sergeant Montgomery, La'an becomes a temporal agent. I love the idea that's how she erases herself from the
Oh
timeline,
no.
specifically when Kirk meets Khan. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because the Noonien singness of her, as we've said before, would make Space Seed completely different because Spock would have, worked with her and all that. Kirk would have too. Um, I'm fine with that. That actually makes a lot of sense. For some reason, she has to erase her existence from the timeline.
Yeah, but just like T'Pring, the way they've done them is so well, it'd just be sad. Especially if they do that for the good characters, but not for Discovery bad characters, right? It's like
Yeah.
don't take out the good ones. I would more be inclined to say that she gets taken out near the end by the time agent said, right, we're now gonna utilize your skills. We have to fake your death or whatever, and then she blows up in a shuttle and she reveals to be somewhere else. You could even be very weird and go Daniels, as in bring back Kovic, having Kovic's office, which the set in theory is still when they filmed, was still in storage or just filmed on. So they, that's too far for me, but whatever. Every time, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, Larn being an academy, they could do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird then if they say, I faked my death this year, but they haven't filmed it yet. It's like how in Deadpool, there's a scene with him and Loki, and Marvel confirmed that scene is in the Avenger film. That scene is a real scene from the future film. They just filmed it ahead of time because it's like, oh, huh, cool. So like, it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
somewhere real. What a
Yeah.
foreshadow by showing you a scene like 4 years early.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan Ben says there's a rumor that the character may die. Is it from our thumbnail today? With our interview with her?
And also, rumors are really start. You just say something.
Yeah. Classic for real. Spock would just be forbidden to talk about it, just like his Vulcan raised human half sister or his sister. Watch Space Seed again. I don't know if that's quite a good.
Yeah, the problem with that is that when the actor is clearly expressing a first time knowledge meeting, it entirely changes the performance and what you take from it.
Yeah.
Especially a Vulcan where they can't lie, so he's actively not lying about meeting and not meeting a guy he's already met who knows blah 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 blah. It's like,
Well, as soon as it was revealed who he was, he would have told Kirk that, yeah, I knew Lon Noonien saying, well, Kirk already knew her anyway, so it's, yeah, no. And Phoenix Gundam says, still have to do the Cybok episode. Forgot about that. We didn't. We talked about that earlier in the live. If you're just joining us, might have to go back and rewatch because actually the first part of this live was very full of a lot of really good discussion for sure. But about the best parts of the trailer.
yeah,
So
because there's not that many of them, so they all kind of stand out.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Uh,
depends how silly they go. Because it'd be weird if the train episode is their excuse to do all the old stuff, which is the 50s thing, etc. Or if they're all spread out concepts. Hmm.
yeah, like it might be jumping from scene to scene really quickly, just him changing realities, and it seems like there's more filler there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
What would you feel about a mirror universe? I mean, we've already seen a mirror universe Connie in Discovery. Because yeah, they're talking about a Mirror Darkly like episode where they go into the mirror universe and see Kirk take command from Pike. Uh don't know how I'd feel about that. I think they really use the mirror universe as a crutch, especially in Discovery. Um,
That's a really interesting. My gut says no. I'm not sure why.
it would be fun to see them playing their mirror universe counterparts for sure.
It would.
But that's become like Section 31. It's so overused now because I mean we saw it in Prodigy, we saw it in Discovery, lots in Discovery. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them all playing their mirror universe counterparts. That'd be, I think, kind of fun.
I mean, the mild problem is that you've got Well, because of course the Arians, they respect their own visual canon of the previous show because it's the last show, so they would have to do the Discovery visual canon of Mirror because that's their past show.
Yeah.
Talked about Canon yesterday about how it doesn't matter sometimes or not to them. They wouldn't be allowed to forge their own design because it's so close to them. You know, it wouldn't be able to be Stranger Worlds Mirror. It would be the exact same design. So they really, oh, F it. Now it's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, part of the TOS Mirror worked because they were almost the same but opposite. If they're just in the gold uniforms of the Mirror universe from Discovery, it would just feel like a Discovery episode, which might be really good, but like, I don't think that would work quite the same. That said, of course, the Connie might have new uniforms in the Mirror, blah blah blah, but there's plenty of women to show midriffs off to. That'd be a hell of a cast for those uniforms to be in play. Honestly, if I was watching that, I'd want Una to be captain and Pike to kill Una. Because that would be the sort of like bold, like give a woman captain, see her power play, make it different. Have Pike kill at the end, do some dodgy
Yeah,
method,
that's a good
whatever.
idea.
And then you get Una to have that's her episode, right? She gets to be really interesting.
Maybe Kirk and Una have a thing going on. She's captain. He's like her little
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah.
And
Kirk
then
helps her be
Pike
captain.
Pike kills her. Kirk gets revenge, kills Pike, gets the captaincy.
Yeah, that's a hell of an episode.
Yeah.
And like brutally kill as well. It's like a proper like. And then
Just
you get
scalps him, takes his hair off.
and then you get some NX cameos because you can. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that. Yeah, that's.
Captain Killy.
Oh. Yeah. Like I would not. Well, you can't do Burnham, can you? Like I wouldn't be against getting Stamets because the writing is just better.
I could see Giorgio coming back for that. To do an
Oh, but
Empress.
means the prequel scene flashback.
Well, she'd be Emperor.
No,
So she'd be.
this is after. Remember, this is after Discovery. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Never
flashback,
mind.
fine, but
A
that's
flashback,
should
yeah.
be very expensive for that. Like, I'm an Emmy Award-winning actress. I'm not going to do a flashback for thing. Like, I'd rather get Stamets and give him a really good script as bad Stamets. I can't remember if he got killed or not because they kind of killed a lot of people. Oh god, can you imagine getting Tyler Vok back? Getting Vok of all people, like Shazad Latif in sort of partial Klingon makeup. I am back. I am the Great Bear. What the fuck I'm called? The
You know what?
Wolf. He's the Wolf.
It'd be fantastic if they go to the Mirror Universe and rescue Prime Lorca.
Lorca, why'd you look 7 or 8 years older?
Because it's been 7
Torture.
or 8 years. And torture and rough life, yeah.
And then good Lorca talked to good Pike, and he's just because I've seen Jason Isaacs interviews, he can be genuinely charming.
He is a super nice guy.
Yeah, which is impressive how he plays truly bastards really easily, but he can be very nice. That's what acting. I mean, that would be interesting. Weird.
And yeah, big Nate makes a good point. How did the Lazarus affect the Mirror Universe? He was tearing holes all over space-time continuum. That's I want to find out where Kirk got his little device that can just eliminate people.
Well, he
That might
killed
be an
a guy from a
episode.
scientist, they said.
I know, but I want to see that. I want to see that episode in Strange New Worlds, maybe.
But guys, we'd love to get another 2.5s. Be tremendous, or a bit more. Some last minute thoughts would be great. Would be really useful. But I will say, I would be interested to see if they're doing Mirror. I agree. Lorca's interesting. Like maybe even they go the DS9 route that a shuttle gets lost in the Mirror universe with, let's say, let's say La'ana and Ortega's. That's an unusual pairing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of got all the skills they need to do most things. That's all good. And they're in the Mirror universe, and they find Mirror them cool, and they end up finding Lorca, who they maybe one knew from years ago when he was Mirror, like not realizing they'd met him. But I would, if you were doing that, because you've also got Isaacs on tap at that point, I would want explicitly a scene where normal bad Lorca comes back because he was mycelial dispersed. He's been restored, and you get a scene with both Lorcas, and they make an effort to make him look different, like how he looked, but like some level of like darkness hair, whatever. Like there's a difference between the two of them. and you get to see the contrast and him get to play, and that Lorca die, maybe good Lorca kills bad Lorca, and you're like, do we just get the good or bad Lorca? Well, there's just Lorca, because good Lorca can kill, you know? Would be,
Yeah.
like, I'm still pissed off it wasn't that bloody Giorgio special, the 2-part. I'm still pissed off there wasn't Lorca in that cell. Still pissed off about that, Stuart.
I can tell.
Genuinely pissed. It was obvious. Obvious!
Big Nate says, I still think Lazarus's experiment sent Kirk to a different mirror universe than Disco. It's totally possible. The multiverse thing, I'm fine with that.
If someone writes it and gets it in, then there you go.
Paul Hitchcock, to the commander's point, life is hard in the mirror universe and limited moisturizers. Yes.
Yeah, when you can't kill Kelpians with a moisturizer, it's hard to get good skin. But
Yeah.
I could see things that need to be a 2-parter. I feel like end of part 1, you have a mirror universe episode where you just have Evil Pike, all the fun, right? Classic Evil Enterprise, cool. And then at the end, you've seen Red Dwarf, obviously, right? Do you remember the scene in Backwards where they find him in near the middle and he's doing little balls and he's in the little, no, it's Rimmerworld, sorry, where he's where real Rimmer is left in a prison cell, so he can't die, so he's just in a cell in a blanket.
Oh, yeah.
So they walk into a cell, and there's just one guy and a blanket over him, and then they're starting to talk about, oh, Starfleet trainer do this, and then all of a sudden you hear, well, I think Starfleet trainer would say this. Captain Lorca.
Yes. We need Prime Lorca back.
There's
no answer to what.
Lieutenant, now, goodness, Ensign, you've done well. Now we're going to escape.
I fly the ship. Do you now?
Well, I got a ship, but no pilot. like that scene can be very satisfying, and then be entirely different characterization. And actually, you know what you could do?
Yeah.
Have him be in a Discovery, or just have him be in the not Discovery uniform, but the Strange Worlds uniform, and say he was a captain of a Connie before the war. And that's in rag, so you get to have that sort of like, oh wow, he's like, because that implies a hero character, not a Discovery version. Small thing, but like the bold color of the gold, right?
We need more Lorca. I like Lorca. I don't know if I said that before.
But I'd rather have a Cyborg than Lorca, because one's looking backwards, one's looking forwards, right?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be cool to improve Discovery, but it wouldn't do that much. But you could make Star Trek 5 a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh,
it would just be great to get Prime Lorca back into the Prime timeline. Get him back in the mirror universe, because we never got an answer to what happened to him. Just saying. But he's a big get. Like, that's a lot of star power to bring in.
Is he? He's not that many things.
Well, he's command a high price tag.
Compared to Giorgio, should be. I mean, Michelle Yeoh would cost way more. She's an Emmy Award, didn't you know?
Oh yeah, that means everything she's in is great.
Great reviews. Yeah, he would, but that's why I said 2-parter, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it would be beautiful to have Lorca come back and be fine and get back to where he belongs.
Oh, you're Sam Becketting him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's that right. Once went wrong.
Yep. And then he could return in season 5 as a captain on a ship.
Or Admiral Lorca.
I don't think he'd take Admiral.
I think he would, after being in the mirror universe for so many years.
I think he's in the trench kind of guy.
He probably was, but I don't think he would I don't think he would want to stay in the trenches after the mirror universe survival. I'm just saying.
But you know what I mean? Like he's like
yeah.
Although I mean that's the thing I'm picturing a nice version of Lorca, so it's not what we saw. It's a nice version, right? Like there's a slight delineation, but like with J.Z. Isaac's bouncy chemistry, he could work well with April and Pike. Like the threesome of the three of them together in one scene, just going at it as a threesome, would be really intense.
Working.
All right, the top fans.
Crazy.
Ray Ricks has now gone over Mark as being our top. And Mark is second, Classic is third, and is my alt person even on the board? No. Oh, yes he is. Oh, he is 20th.
Okay. Oh, there you are.
Which is interesting,
Yeah.
actually, because that means we've had 32 unique commenters during the live. Because what 30? Not saying they're all represented, but at least 34, because they're 34 spots.
Classic for real says, but Lorca can't come back in any form because he was wiped from existence by an evil agent named Alex Kurtzman.
Was it? That scene.
It was a deleted scene.
Oh, Phoenix, you heard. You heard nothing. Hmm.
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 Yeah.
It was a well-timed
Was it?
Classic's like, how the hell am I going to get over 1,000 XP? Throw in a $20 super chat. That'll do it.
And that will also get us to our goal as well.
The YouTube knows they want people to interact. They want the creators to benefit. So they also benefit because they
True.
scoop 30% off the top. So yeah, if you super chat, you get higher in the top fans link ranking. It's simple.
But I did get 75 XP for just commenting, so it's interesting.
Aren't you special?
Thank you. That's fine, Classic. That's fine. We're all just joking. It's interesting though. Do you think season 3 will be the end of the Gorn storyline because they've kind of made it a 3-year arc and move forward, or do you think they're going to continue with that?
I think it'll be it'll be wrapped up this season. I might get a mention of it in season 4 or 5, but nothing big on screen. That's what I think. I don't know if they're going to do that. They might dip into it like hardcore and go, the Gorn are the big bads for Pike. But I'm hoping they don't do that, obviously.
Yeah, I think it'll be because they don't know what they're doing, as in how many seasons they're going to get until they have it. So going for a familiar race as a baddie and kind of teasing them didn't quite work as I think they expected, but you know. So they said,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll give it 3 and then do some more. Because again, the Klingons are more interesting than the Gorn. Sorry, they just are. You could have done the Gorn
Yeah.
interesting if you just made TOS Gorn and then develop their species. You just didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. So if they mitigate and go more towards a Klingon, because now they're showing they can do those quite well, then I'd be fine with that. I'd be very, and if that's part of season 5, I mean, if they're thinking they want to lead into TOS, which is very much what Enterprise tried to do.
Yeah.
If they say right, and they're not going to do this because they're not the same people producing it, there's no way. This is not even a percentage of what they can do, right? No. They said right. How many plot lines in TOS were not addressed? And we're going to lead into season 1 of TOS with our season 5 organically as much as possible and help to fix / modify / mitigate some canon. Right? Like, for example, we see Pike get into his wheelchair before the end of the season. We see that accident and we see it, and we see him, like, we see the transitional step. And it sucks, but, right? We square the circle, right?
Yeah.
And maybe even like Vina appears to him because they've cast her previously, and she's like, I'll be here if you ever want me. Beep. Or beep beep for no. So like, not yet, right? But you can't say yet because there's 2 beeps.
Yeah.
It's very simple. See France and beep. Easy. We've been paid per words. It's great. Like you could do that. You could do the Clone Cold War. I'd be very fine with that. Like ramp up the
Yeah.
tensions. Cool.
I think they have to do that.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Their own stuff. I'd love Cyborg. That'd be really great. What else from TOS would be? And McCoy. You'd want to introduce McCoy in some way to kind of like.
Well, McCoy wasn't there and we're
Exactly. So you
yeah.
see his before step. Like so he's not on Enterprise. So like Kirk
I-
sees him on
Yeah.
USS Endeavor, and he says, someday Bones, you should come work with me. No, Joe, I'm busy. This ship's great. Like you see if they're doing it right, you could argue that.
I just want to finish my thoughts so people that don't know. Yeah, Bones wasn't around in Where No Man Has Gone Before, which is technically the first episode of TOS because they got the traditional unit or the transitional uniforms, and unfortunately, the Salt Vampire episode aired first. But anyway, so yeah, McCoy wasn't around for the first episode of TOS. which was where No Man Has Gone Before.
Very much.
But yeah, introducing all of the TOS characters at some point absolutely is a thing that they will do, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want them to, but
Even getting the lady from Where No Man Has Gone Before, their psychiatrist or whatever she was. Can't remember her name now.
hmm.
But yeah, have her come on board at the end or something. I'm down for it. Sulu was in that episode, but he wasn't helmsman yet, I don't think. He was standing at the back of the bridge with them or an eagle.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Sulu, not on the crew, obviously. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, a pre-Sulu, just, and also the fact is, if you put Sulu in any form, that actor gets to go to conventions the rest of his life and make tens of thousands of dollars. Right?
Yeah.
You just made that guy's career. He can now bank off Trek for the rest of his life because now he's the third Sulu ever.
Yep.
Like literally, that Scotty guy has done lots of conventions already. He is, for one episode, banked off going to be at least 10 to 20K of bonus money from just being in one episode so far.
Wild. And I agree with Phoenix Gundam. Just no more Borg stuff. Leave it in TNG. Yes. We don't need to see how the Borg were created. Because I'm sure that's somebody's got that thought in their head over at Strange New Worlds writing team. Dr. Daner, thank you. That's the one I was thinking of. Thank you, Joshua. Or Josh. I don't know if you go by Joshua or Josh.
Yes.
Perfect.
I've talked over the years as well.
Paul Hitchcock says, I'd like to see Pike become more reckless at the closer he gets to his accidents because he knows what's coming. And as a result, feels secure in taking some crazy chances on missions. Yeah.
He's not the most active protagonist. Okay, I say that, but I guess you could argue that he might play that card in the first episode of the season. I can't die, so I have to risk everything to save my girlfriend's life. So
But Patel can. That's why I think he's hesitating.
But he could take a shuttle and fly a Gorn ship and know he's not going to die. Like, he could do something absurd.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could, and like, that is an absolute god card that he could play. Then, in fact, would be fascinating. You know, imagine that, like, I am... Oh, Captain the Spock? Yes, Captain. I'm going to be one of the Gorn ship. Yep. I'm going to go back. It's like, what? Yep. 2 phaser rifles. I'm doing it. You'll die. Really won't.
I won't. She might. And I love her. I'm going to protect her. So I'm going.
Yes.
I don't want to put anybody else at risk. Yeah.
But then also we say that, but then time does get changed all the time. But also, if they can't, if they do respect that canon, kind of, that's weird.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird to have in the same season the predestination of Pike's accent that you can't change, but the Red Angel suit that was the end of the universe, but you can change it. Both in the same season.
Yep.
And they both can't exist because you can't have both universes at the same time.
Mr. Captain says, "Do we get Gary Mitchell?" Yeah, Gary Mitchell's got to come on board at some point. Best friend of Kirk. Yeah.
I don't care, but that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I know it sounds odd. Like, I don't need it anyway, and I don't think they could. Like, the actor was so.
I can see when Kirk takes command to be like, "I want you on board," and he brings his friend. Brings his friend over. Yeah.
I mean that. Yeah. There's nothing of the character to go on really, except friends. There wasn't. He was defined by his power, right? But that's true. That would be an interesting. But it'd be kind of like
They built enough backstory with him in Where No Man Has Gone Before, where I saved you from that one girl and I almost married her. So
yeah,
Carol Marcus should come on board, maybe. I don't know.
Well, they already had that, didn't they? They already talked about Carol.
Yeah, but I mean,
which was. I mean, I would love to see Carol Marcus. That'd be good actually. That would be strong. Yeah, because Carol doesn't like episode without Pike. I mean, without Kirk, he's not there the whole time. Yeah, just Carol, just a science mission.
Yeah.
And no one knows she's important. If anybody, I think Laan did in that scene, but like, she keeps her mouth. That'd be great. Yeah, I'd love to see Carol. Actually, just on a science mission, nothing particularly special, but then you like tease things and yeah, okay.
Isn't it sad how they built up more of a backstory and we got to know Gary Mitchell more than anybody in Discovery? He was only in one episode.
He was the hero of the episode, though, in terms of like guest character.
I know, but one
Yeah.
episode they did a really good job of
Yeah.
his relationship with Kirk. And
Mm.
Discovery had how many seasons, and who's the bridge crew? Can you name them all? Exactly.
Well, I only watched him because we met her and she was nice.
She's a sweetheart, yeah.
What have they all done since Discovery? I wonder.
Probably.
Canadian
I know
stuff?
there's ones on a railway show. Was it Bryce? Yeah, Bryce.
If they're finally free, they get more of their time back. Anthony's in a video game called Stray Gods last year, but has had nothing in the last year. Doug.
Anthony Rapp.
Doug's had nothing in 2025 yet at all as an actor.
That's rude.
Emily Coots, she's had nothing since Discovery in 2004. Again,
That's a fucking shame.
You have to put IMDb, and she might have done stage play, right? People tend to take thing. Wilson Cruz was in something this year. That was Ark, the movie.
Nice.
Patrick was he was in 10 episodes of a. Oh no, Patrick was the Asian chap who was the Connies. He was in he played Tyler in a thing called Doc this year, and 10 episodes of another show in 2 episodes this year. And Amoshka actress was not anything since last year, and it's quite a long way through this year. So
Discovery destroyed their careers.
Well, I mean, it didn't give them careers.
What's your acting experience? Discovery. Oh, really? What's your character? I have no idea. We're gonna watch your sizzle reel of your Discovery stuff.
The irony is, at least we have the joke Ortega flies the ship.
Yes.
Like, at least you know who she is.
Strange New Worlds has done great with their cast. Like, we know everybody.
That is kind of funny.
Anyway, I think we'll call it there, guys.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. This has been fun, and look forward to my first reaction tomorrow night.
Goodness.
And our full breakdown on Friday, and yeah, regular content from Strange New Worlds. So hopefully we get some good stuff.
Yep, hope it's good and hope you guys show up to make it for you. So tune in, and even if you just watch a few minutes of it, please do, and share the word, etc.
And we will end the poll, which is damn close. Is the holodeck thing going to be a Cerritos holodeck or a crossover? We have a tie. Yes, it just makes sense. And no, stop it. It's Strange New Worlds holodeck, 34%. And then close right behind that is it's a red herring, will make sense, 30%. With 40 votes.
Split opinion right there. Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know. Well,
all right.
We'll see Stuart tomorrow, and we'll see me Friday.
And I'll see you tomorrow morning.
We'll see me tomorrow.
You know the routine, right?
We've done it a few times.
Okay.
5 seasons of one, 2 of another, 5 of another.
Okay. I want to wake up and be able to just get to work.
Assuming I have access, Stuart.
Perfect. All right. Anyway, until then, until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
Hit
the like button, somebody, to get to 50, but bye. See you later.